man. Knowing who you are is half the battle of the Nipsey. Nothing else can happen unless you the counter of the Kipsey. Nobody else will care unless you the Anna or the Mason. And nothing else will happen unless you the grantor on the sentence. And that's the truth. Because if anybody knew at the time of all these Kayoso Kisei events, meaning heaven italics for supersized wonders and gazes and bewilderments, these crazy times of war that was happening, they'll know that if nobody else cared about something, that it was something in particular about it, special. So if nobody else was there and nobody else was there, then they wouldn't care either way, and nobody else would dare. But if everybody knows something, then that they're equated with, and that is the thing they'll go with. But if they don't know it, then they can't have it because they can't control it. And that's the bare essentials of the Kekro or the fundamentals of the Ekro because anybody would know that if you love something, you keep it. But if you don't, you die. Repeat it. And that's true. So I looked past all the attacks that was happening to me, and I looked above all of the traps that was set to kill me. I went higher than anything that was imaginable because of the grief or the temptitude of my Kasiti. So I lived life royally and heavily in a time when I was not supposed to in the sight of man. And that has never occurred before in human history, but it has been replicated again and again. So you could see it, Wasoto. So Dexter Ray Gardner sounds lame, and I agree in many aspects is lame, or was lame. But what he was not was a Tayaker, which is Latin Tiaco, meaning someone who is placed somewhere to do something that another is supposed to do with utmost honesty and clarity and clearance of the captaincy. To know it above all absolute resolve, and to continue with something that is not your ball, and 100% Kuriako technically. And so for that, I did the things I should do at the time of fitting for the gats. When I was supposed to live evil and wickedly, I lived righteous instead, and I stayed like that. And so that heightened and increased the wealth in the spiritual world and made it above anything that any human being has ever attained in human history. And so that's why I was here. But the thing is, I'm not a person like Mr. Kaido Queer. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. Like Kaido Capso Kiko, how people used to say it in the clear. But now it's a manjo. You can't say it clearly or directly or plain. So all I will say is I'm not the type of person that you ever could have put a cane on, if you know what I'm saying. You could put a cap and a Keko on them, but I'm not the person that you would do it to, because I'm not somebody who is comprehensible in anybody's sight, no matter what, like Kuds do. And so I changed things up like Buds Boo, turned back sideways and left like Tuds too. I said no help like Puds Boo. I went home to heaven for myself like a grued coup. And ain't nobody else was helping. They went back accepted every message like a tail doing a key catching. And then I said I was whelping like a mean messin'. I was doing accepting, I was kelping like a green lesson. I ain't say I was a pelting, but if you thought about the progress, you would think I was a Telson Helson. And if you thought about the object, I'm a Pelson. If you really thought about the Mospec, I was Elsa Gelson. Cause I ain't know the dang difference. I turned the rain whiffers and I went home to heaven like a Glenn Giffords. I wasn't the same as the 7, but I was 11. Turned 12 sideways and ate it like a Turka Kessin. Pote Zotso on the naked like a Kirkatessin. Ellie always won with the treasure like a belly bowls. Tie y'all sewing keys like Kelly Coles. Everybody there was on their knees like Trelly Nose. Ellie don't receive like Pelly Pose. Ellie all don't be see like a Deli Joe's. If I was on the grease, they'll say that I was evil for no reason. They'll kill me with the snoker sneeze. And they'll eat me and then they freak me like a boca bees. They'll tell the Greek to conceit me like a token tease. So alone I was a progress. And they ain't tell me I was evil, but they said I was a God guess. And they ain't tell me I was people, I was odd spec. They ain't tell a brother from a Nepal he was .6. And that was all that they had said. Cause I wasn't the type of person in the broader prospect to put the golem on my Paco head. I ain't do it, I ain't move it, I ain't Graco kid. I ain't the type of dude to say a coup it when it's Gaku kid. If you know what I'm saying, like Maku Bed. I ain't the type to turn it over until the sis on it like Jocko Led. I ain't the type to turn it over, put the piss on it, turn it back to Soldier, put the kiss on it, Akko Fred. I ain't the type to do that Mako did. I wasn't Mako head in my spit, I went to heaven, Akko said. I said the new world is my spit and do the thing different like a God spit and everybody my spit. In the woe so cold, cloud spit like Juku Led. High spit doing the Osik, everybody there quartastic and they thinking like Miss Muku Bed. I ain't know about the prospect and non-spec. Ellie is the soldier, not the soldier of the gossip. Tote like a Mosek. Ellie don't know like a Rajek. I ain't say I'm going home like a Mospec. First I win first, then I go like a job hit. Tot like a ox 6. Poke like a rock Bex. Teen goes see hotter like Sot 6. It's about who and what you are, not about Bex. Pondo Zozo, it ain't about respect, it's about what you know after death like a jog X. It's about who you are after self. It's about who you are after help doing the rock picks. It's about a lot of hot chicks. It's about doing newbie, doing the offspring, a lot of ticks. It's about the lob sex job with odd Rex. It's about the person on the list star with card picks. And that's the reason why success was a God Dex. It's a real reason for the mess like a Rod Fix. A lot of people was the guess, but they got X. Tell like mess doing the Rod Picks. A lot of people didn't know it. Cause if a man can succeed to this point, they doing it like the Rook can go it. And I can see it and I get through it like Miss Nuke Forward. I can do the thing that she was doing like a Juke and Hoed. And still be the same person though. Just for fun and games, I turn around turkey like a Okazo. I turn it slow like a mocha doing the furkin flow. And everybody hurly doing the girly like the circin toe. I don't mention stuff twice. I'm the dude that knows just what you are and what you are by the mention toe. I'm the dude that know the Gokin and the spice. I'm the one that know the Oaken and the token and the Christ though. I'm the one that know the Groken. Before you get to say it, I got it poking on the wall like a oaken. And then I got it spoken for all like a token. Got it spoke for all like Mr. Jaw doing a wokey. I'm the same one that was there. In the beginning of the ages, I was there to the cuz snare. My soul life force was cradle and the boy spirit. It do the same thing like being a baby in an oyster. Like being a Royster KB. Like doing the things like Mr. JB. Doing the Kane like Roy Katie. Like being Roy on the same with Toy Davy. Doing Toy Davy on the main thing like Coy Katie. Yeah, the same thing like Oi Davy. Like Oi Daisy doing the Cane Blank feels like Foy Patey. Like doing Foy Patey kills like Doy Datey. Ellie on the Coy Katie Jills like Toy Rady. So if they told me my consciousness was too different, tell them I was consciousness like pointedness and Pooh Biddy. Like I was doing like consciousness in Chew City. I was like Chew doing consciousness in Rue Biddy. I was like Rue Biddy doing a cool kitty. Turn back sideways and eat it like Jew Kitty. I was doing two kitty like Rue Pity. Doing it every way they ever asked like Jew Nitty. I was doing Jew Nitty for they cool kitty. I was doing the right thing before they said that you witty. Pony Yasso and the Goo Giddy. I was turning back the hands of time before the truth hit me. Till y'all go so. And that's the it right there. So cool.